Hello everyone and welcome to the live stream. I hope that you're all doing good. Tonight, we're going to be hanging out for a while, doing my weekly Vera After Dark discussion stream. Lots to talk about this week. Some follow-ups to topics that I've previously discussed, some that are new, and some that are just very worrying. Let's just say that. So tonight, we're going to be talking about Platinum Games, and specifically their CEO talking about the future of their company and things that could potentially happen in the future. And the CEO had said that they are open to an acquisition, saying I would not turn anything down as long as our freedom was still respected. And obviously, companies will be companies, CEOs will say things to try to make consumers happy, but also not keep anything off the table. And in this statement, they definitely did that. But obviously, with saying something like, as long as our freedom was still respected and they could create the games that they wanted, that gives a lot of people hope. And whenever the talk about an acquisition comes up, people instantly get pretty worried, which I completely understand. Some acquisitions go very well, some unfortunately don't. But I want to talk about that. I wanted to talk about Netflix announcing, oh boy, that they are creating a film adaptation of Bioshock. Now, listen guys. I like to be positive and try to not instantly say something is gonna be terrible and awful and not very good. And while this isn't a live action, as far as we know, at least that's their plan, that's not their plan right now, Netflix has a pretty terrible track record when it comes to anime, adaptations. And listen, ooh, do we really need a Bioshock film is my question. A lot of video game movies don't tend to go very well in general. I mean, there are definitely some good ones out there, and they have done some decent things, like let's look at The Witcher. But I definitely wanted to talk about this. I wanted to read this Vanity Fair article that I'm going to be doing a video on tomorrow, but I just kind of wanted to touch on it. Basically, it's an article that came out for Vanity Fair, and it's about, it's titled Aloy and the Revolution. While in the second season of Horizon Forbidden West on PlayStation returns to save humanity from disaster, its creators tell us the reasons for the success of the most combative heroine of video games. That's a stretch. The recipe: no gender stereotypes, a lot of female empowerment, and a pinch of humor. You guys can already tell how this article is gonna go. I'm sure you already know my thoughts on it, but we're gonna read it. I'm gonna spend some time reading it. And I also wanted to talk about Lord of Thy Rings. You guys know I've been covering the Rings of Power quite a bit on the channel between live streams and videos, and I had done a video on this today. But I just wanted to appreciate this sweet, sweet ratio that Amazon is facing right now. And I really felt like I wanted to read some more of the comments and maybe roast a little bit of it live. Now, earlier when I did the video, and as I said in the video, it was at I haven't refreshed this tab. It was at 9.8k dislikes. And this was from, like, 7 hours ago, because I put up a video only a couple of hours ago on this, and now it is sitting at over 11,000 dislikes. It is not going very well for Amazon. So those are the topics we have tonight. Welcome everyone. I hope that your evening is going well. How's everyone doing? Oh god, not Vanity Fair again. Yeah. Guys, listen, I've been live streaming a playthrough of Horizon Forbidden West, and if you've watched the live streams, you can tell I've had a good time with the game so far because the combat's pretty good. Some of the interactions are pretty good. Graphically, it's really pretty. New gameplay mechanics, which are really good. I have dunked on it a little bit because in the first game, there were a lot of strong female statements. I'm a strong, independent woman. I'm the chosen one. But in this game, it's like they ramped it up. Of course. And it's actually funny to see the reaction by journalists, because there are some journalists who are still trying to cancel this game. There are some journalists that are like, oh, they didn't openly talk about Aloy's sexuality in this game. Oh, they're accusing it of Native American cultural appropriation. But then there's other journalists who are praising it, saying this is a game given from the gaming gods to us. No gender stereotypes. Absolutely amazing. So the reception's been a little bit iffy with journalists. But I wanted to talk about this article anyway. That ratio, everyone does like that. It's so fucking true. It is so true. Let me scroll up though. Daniela Pineda. I've heard nothing from her. I haven't seen any posts that anyone's pointed out that have said oh, it's her new project or this or that. No, she hasn't announced anything as far as I know. Grinding on Lost Ark at 2 a.m. life goals. Yeah, I'm glad that there are people out there that are enjoying Lost Ark. Ultimately, hey, it's great that you're having fun with it. I didn't support Lost Ark, though. I'm an MMOer, and I love MMOs, and I was initially pretty excited for Lost Ark. I was looking forward to it. And then I found out that they censored and changed all these things, and guys, I haven't seen any specific examples, but on my last video about Lost Ark, I got quite a few comments saying they also had censored dialogue. They got rid of a lot of the more sexual jokes and adult humor that were in the other versions of the game, and I haven't, obviously because I haven't played it, the English version or any other version, I haven't experienced that. Like, I haven't seen anyone really talk about that. But I'm definitely gonna have to look online to see if there's any more information on it. I thought Netflix was bad, but Amazon Studios is giving them a run for their shittiness. Well, the thing is that every company, to a certain degree, is kind of shitty. Because Amazon Studios, Netflix, whatever streaming service and whoever's behind it, it's still mainstream. It's still like Hollywood. And I know that Netflix doesn't want to be considered Hollywood, but like it's one of the largest forms of entertainment streaming. So, yeah. Waiting for Elden Ring. I know, guys. Elden Ring in just a couple of days. I am going to be streaming Elden Ring on Friday. Usually I don't stream on Fridays, but since it's such a large game release, I will be streaming it Friday. And I'll be going live earlier in the day. I'll be going live at 7 p.m. Eastern instead of 8. The fuck is a Vanity Fair? Vanity Fair is like, it's like a magazine and a website, and yeah, they cover bullshit most of the time. But they've been covering, they covered Amazon Lord of the Rings. They covered the Italian version, at least, covered Horizon Forbidden West. Is Sony less woke than Microsoft? That's a very tough question to answer. I mean, all of them are pretty woke. Not hyped for Saints Row 2022. I'll give it a try, but we'll see how it goes. Oh, yeah. I am not gonna be giving that game a try, guys. I'm just gonna be honest. I try to give most things a try. After the developers basically told people who didn't like the game to eat shit and not buy their game, I'm going to respectfully decline and not spend $70 fucking on a game where the developers literally tell people, if you don't fucking like it, don't fucking buy it. Fine. I will live by your motto. I am not gonna buy it. I am not gonna stream it. I am not gonna give it a chance. It looks so fucking generic and so bad and so unamusing that I am not going to play it. Will there be a Thursday stream? No, not this week. Usually I stream on Thursdays, but because Elden Ring is coming out and I'm gonna be streaming Friday as well, I'm just shifting the days, because usually I don't stream on Fridays. But I will be streaming over the weekend. Elden Ring, guys. I'm fucking hyped. I put out a tweet earlier, and all I simply said, because we are all very excited about Elden Ring, all I said was the last time everyone was this excited about a game release, we got cucked with Cyberpunk 2077. You all better be praying to the gaming gods that we aren't about to get Cyberfucked 2.0, and it's true, because Cyberpunk was a super hyped game. And I understand that From Software does have a better reputation. I am not saying that they have a bad reputation, but CD Projekt Red also had a pretty good reputation. Yes, games like The Witcher 3 launched, they weren't in the best state, but they fixed them pretty quickly on, and everyone really loved CD Projekt Red, just like everyone loves From Software. So all I'm saying is that I understand we're all very excited for Elden Ring. You motherfuckers better be praying to the gaming gods. Because I swear, if Elden Ring is not good, I'm gonna blame all of you. I'm gonna blame every single one of you here. I mean, hey, if you want to buy the Saints Row reboot, you fucking go for it. Like, I am not someone who sits here and tells people, don't go and buy this game because I said not to buy it. Fuck no. If you want to buy the Saints Row reboot, you fucking go for it. All I'm saying is my personal opinion. I'm not going to support them because the way that developers went online and attacked people, the way that they're literally, their official social media account basically told people, if you don't fucking like it, don't fucking buy it. We're insulting people. I'm not going to support that. It's not like they had one developer on this giant project that said one thing on social media, because when that happens, like, sometimes I can look past that. Like, it's just one developer. Yes, that developer does technically represent the company and the product, but, like, is one developer making a mean statement on social media really gonna make me not buy something? No. For me personally, it's not that giant of a deal. When you've got them going on an official account, shitting on people who are just critical of the way the game looks, that to me is a no-buy. And it's not like the game itself looks top of the line, super amazing graphics, cool, innovative story, all this. It looks like another run-of-the-mill game, which is a big reason why I personally am not going to buy it, because games are $70 fucking. Holy shit, games are so expensive. But yeah. Cyberpunk, I mean, I had streamed Cyberpunk when it came out, and I've played it. I liked stuff about Cyberpunk. It just unfortunately was a case of the higher-ups of the company wanted to force out a video game, and it needed half a year to another year before they released it. Unfortunately, they didn't get it, and the quality just was kind of poor. So yeah, I mean, I know that they just put out a giant update for Cyberpunk, and I personally haven't played it since the giant update came out a week ago, but I am going to give it another try at some point here, but I have not quite yet. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, Vanity Fair is old. I'm just talking about, like, current day Vanity Fair. A lot of the content they put out is not great. It's a shame because I'm someone who liked the previous Saints Row games. If they had just came out and said, hey, we're doing something a little different, and it didn't seem like literally a game where the main characters are hipsters that go to Starbucks and order chai tea lattes, I would have given it a fair shot. But there's problem after problem after problem with it, which is why I personally am not looking forward to it. But alright, you guys, let's get started with the first topic of the evening. You should stream Cyberpunk in its present state. I'm thinking about it. If I did, it wouldn't be until after Elden Ring, and because after Elden Ring, I'm gonna stream Horizon Forbidden West one more time, or well, a couple more times to finish up the story. Maybe after that, though, like I'd consider doing another playthrough of Cyberpunk showing off the new changes. But alright, you guys, let's get started with the first topic of the evening, which is going to be Platinum Games CEO. Now, Platinum Games is a pretty beloved company, and a lot of people do really like the content they create. And while I love to be supportive of developers and CEOs and people who kind of seem like they actually care about the industry, the topic of acquisitions is always kind of worrying, because if a company isn't announcing that they're being acquired, but they're talking about potentially being acquired, it makes it seem like they want to be acquired or they're looking to be acquired. But recently, the Platinum Games CEO said that they are open to an acquisition, saying, "I would not turn anything down as long as our freedom is still respected." And this is a very, very great thing to say, because in 2022, unfortunately, we see companies a lot of the time be acquired, and then all that freedom is kind of gone. They're forced into making cookie-cutter games. They basically just have to do what they're told. But it says the Platinum Games co-founder, studio president, and CEO has stated that he would not be against an acquisition as long as they have the freedom to make what they want. And I truly hope, if they were acquired, because right now they're not saying, oh, we're in talks to be acquired by this company or that company. If an acquisition was to happen, I do really hope that they stand by this statement and that this actually happens, that they still would be able to create the content that they want. It says, following his promotion to the position of president and CEO earlier this month, VGC asked him if Platinum Games would be open to offers of being brought under the umbrella of another developer, particularly in light of such recent big-name acquisitions like Activision Blizzard's $68.7 billion purchase, and then, of course, Microsoft, PlayStation's $3.6 billion procurement of Bungie. There's been a lot of acquisitions over even just the past few months. Of course, like it says, Microsoft got Activision Blizzard, PlayStation got Bungie, billions and billions of dollars here. I mean, there's a big difference here between $68.7 billion and $3.6 billion, but yeah, it's still a big acquisition for both of them, nonetheless. It says the most important thing for us is to have the freedom to make the games that we want to, he replied. When I hear about the recent acquisitions, I don't think Microsoft is going to start micromanaging Activision to where they take away all of their freedom. I don't think it's going to be a relationship like that, and I also agree. Obviously, he doesn't know anything that's going on behind the scenes. None of us really do. But this is a pretty standard statement to make, I'd say, because I mean, it's Activision Blizzard. They were worth they were purchased for $70 billion. You wouldn't think that they just make the deal and then be shoved around and their content be completely changed. Now, when it comes to Activision Blizzard, also, I wanted to quickly mention this. I don't know if you all heard, but they're coming out with a new Call of Duty game this year. In 2022, it's basically the follow-up to the 2019 Modern Warfare game, but next year's Call of Duty, so the 2023 Call of Duty, we don't know what it's going to be called yet, they said for the first time in, I don't remember what they said, it was like 15 years or something, they're not coming out with a Call of Duty game. So in 2023, there's not going to be a major like mainline Call of Duty release, which is really interesting. Maybe they're rethinking the every year COD release. Who knows? Who knows? But I thought that was interesting, and I wanted to mention that. But it says, they then speculated, I think there's going to be a lot of mutual respect there, and I think Activision will be able to continue doing what they do best. Doing what they do best? I mean, yes, Activision, Blizzard, has definitely made an impact on the industry. Maybe in some ways more positive than others. Free Hong Kong, revolution of our times, Blitzchung. That's also what's most important to us at the end of the day, whatever form that takes for us and our company. So I would not turn anything down as long as our freedom was still respected. I think that this is a good statement overall to make, because they know their audience, they know what they want to make, and I really like that. I don't want companies to be acquired so that they can be bossed around and told, you can make this, you can't add that to games, you have to change this, that's unacceptable. No, they're not being given that freedom. Or they wouldn't be given that freedom in that case, which would be really disappointing. It says they were... Oh no, there's an ad right over the text. They were also asked, he was also asked for his thoughts on why Japanese companies don't engage in such mergers and buyouts as often as their Western counterparts, especially with the gaming industry currently projected to see 150 billion in deals completed throughout 2022. He asserted, I agree, you don't see that a lot in Japan, and I think it's weird. Yeah, we don't really know what's behind that, or if there's anything specific behind that, but it is good to point out. For some of these big companies with all their money, you just sometimes think, come on, buy up some companies already. It does feel strange to see Japanese companies being passive all the time. However, according to CEO of games industry consultancy agency Catan Games, while nothing can be ruled out in this day and age, the acquisition of Platinum Games by a Western company such as Microsoft is highly unlikely based on precedent. In some ways, Microsoft taking over a big Japanese publisher would be bigger news than the Activision deal. This is true. While a lot of people might go, it wouldn't be as big because of the money aspect, it definitely would be a pretty big deal because, as he says, so far no foreign game company has been able to acquire a Japanese studio, and I can guarantee you there have been attempts from both Western and Asian players. Yeah, this would be big mainly because it would be a foreign game company acquiring a Japanese studio, and that's, as he's pointing out, it hasn't been able to happen yet. Only time will tell. Maybe nothing will happen with Platinum Games, right? They're not saying we're definitely looking into something, we're trying to make a deal here, but it would definitely be interesting to see that happen. I hope, at the end of the day, though, that this statement right here is respected. If it was to happen, I would hope that their freedom would still be respected. They'd be able to create the games that they'd want. They'd make a deal that would be positive for the people behind the scenes, but only time will tell. But that's all that I really had to discuss with that topic. If anything else happens and the Platinum Games CEO hints anything else, I'll definitely be sure to let you guys know, but for right now, there's nothing else there. Someday, it will happen someday, where a company will acquire a Japanese developer for sure, but when that's going to happen and who it's going to be, we don't know. What are you doing first on Friday? Playing Elden Ring or watching the Batman? I know, so the Batman doesn't come out until the 3rd or 4th, right? So it'd be a week difference, right? I think the Batman, I thought it was like March 3rd. The Batman release date. Yeah, it's March 4th in the US, it says. Either way, I will not be seeing Batman right at release. I would, wait. Usually I see movies during the week. So, it would be Elden Ring. either way. If it's this week or next week. But it says March 4th on Google, unless they moved it up by a week. I can't fucking keep track anymore, guys. Holy shit, everything's being moved around so goddamn much. It's giving me brain pain. Truly, genuinely. Oh, this is being delayed by a week. Oh, but this is being delayed by a month. Oh, this is being delayed by a couple of days. It's crazy. No Way Home was awesome. I agree. No Way Home was very, very good. Very, very good. I heard it was Friday. Sorry, jumped again. Yeah, I was gonna say, I mean, hey, it wouldn't surprise me if they decided, oh, we're gonna move it up by a week. But as far as I knew, and as far as I still know, it's next week. Either way, that's it, Trent. Vera prefers Batwoman. When Batwoman gets her own movie, I am gonna buy 20 tickets minimum. I am gonna see that shit. You know what? Fuck it. Every day that it is in theaters, I will go and see it once a day. Batwoman is just the best. Guys, Batwoman, you gotta stop joking about Batwoman. We gotta stop joking. Batwoman is, I know you guys are just mean, toxic, rude, but Batwoman is truly the future. I'm done. I'm sorry, Chad. I'm a terrible person, I know. Alright, guys. Next topic of the evening is gonna be Netflix. Now, you guys know I have talked about Netflix quite a bit on this channel for the negative and also the negative. I don't really talk about anything that's positive with Netflix now that I realize it. And as you guys know, over the years, we've gotten plenty of comic book and also video game adaptations. Lots and lots of video game movies. And a lot of them are pretty trash. And if we look at Netflix's track record, we see things like anime, live action anime. Those have also been trash. Netflix in general, sometimes, a lot of the times, creates trash. And we've seen a few good video game series release, like The Witcher. It was pretty good. But Netflix has announced that they are going to be creating the film adaptation of Bioshock. I like Bioshock quite a bit. I am a fan of Bioshock. I'm sure many of you guys are fans of Bioshock. My first question is, do we need a film adaptation of Bioshock? My second question would be, why does Netflix have to do the film adaptation of Bioshock? Netflix announced that they will be making a film adaptation of Bioshock in partnership with 2K and Take-Two Interactive. The announcement was made on Twitter, with the official Netflix Geeked account tweeting, "We all make choices, but in the end, our choices make us." If you guys don't remember Netflix Geeked, oh boy, Netflix Geeked, it's not just like a Netflix account that tweets out announcements. The person running that account is dog shit. Let me just be honest. I don't know who they are. I don't know what they look like. I don't know what they do besides make awful tweets. This is the account, and they're the people that had attacked critics of Netflix's Cowboy Bebop series, if you don't remember. But it says in a subsequent tweet they added, Netflix, 2K, and Take-Two Interactive are partnering to produce a film adaptation of the renowned video game franchise Bioshock. Again, I like Bioshock. Does that mean I want to see Bioshock ruined? No. It says Netflix did not offer any other details on the project, including whether or not the film would be a live-action adaptation or an animated adaptation. And this, guys, this is the problem. Guys, this is the problem. Right here, chat. If I, ding, 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 red flag, red flag, red flag, this is what made me worried. The most worried, may I add. Okay. Let me put it this way. If it's an animated movie, okay. Take-Two is working on it. You know, 2K is part of it. Animated, Netflix has done pretty decent with. They haven't done completely terrible. But if it is a live action, I'm out. We can already see a big failure with this. Netflix and live actions are miss, and occasionally, let's say 10% of the time hit. Like with The Witcher, they did The Witcher pretty good. There were some problems with The Witcher, obviously, but overall The Witcher was pretty decent. But if we look at their live action track record with things like anime, it's been disastrous. Let's look at Death Note for a minute. Chat. Look at Death Note. Ah, what good reviews. 37% critic, 23% audience. Why don't we also look at our favorite release of 2021, Cowboy Bebop. 47% critic, which is, I'm surprised still to this very day that it got a 47. I thought it was going to get like an 85, 90 from critics. 59% audience. Clearly, live action Netflix is not doing something right. Let's click some of the reviews, okay? And I wanted to do this because I wanted to show you guys this because it's fucking funny. The all audience is still, as you can see, getting tons of reviews, lots negative, but I don't know if y'all remember, I talked about it getting reverse review bombed, suspiciously reverse review bombed, with positive reviews. And hey, if there are people out there who really like it, good for you, awesome, glad you're enjoying it. But I tried to like it, but the show was so bad from every corner. The only two positive things is Mustafa Shakir, who played Jet's acting, and the soundtrack. The people that wrote this hated the original. The only actor that tried was the man who played Jet Black. And honestly, I agree. I thought Shakir did a pretty freaking good job. I thought that he did the best out of all of them, and I thought that he nailed Jet. It's a cheap, soulless cash grab. They did not understand what made the original amazing. It's true. I mean, there are pages and pages and pages. And again, there are some 5 stars here saying, it was fantastic. This was amazing. This is awesome. This is great. This was fun and a fresh take on Bebop's crew. No one wanted to watch this for a fresh take on Cowboy Bebop. People wanted to watch this so that we could just get a live action version of the amazing original series. I really tried. The first few episodes can be watched if you assume this is meant to be trashy and funny, and then it starts getting really bad and everything they added or modified is really not in the spirit of the original or adding anything of value. So yeah, we definitely see how that's going. Seems great. It says the Bioshock franchise includes Bioshock 2 Infinite. As noted in the press release from Netflix, the games are set across multiple dystopian and visionary landscapes gone wrong. And I think that there would be initial interest in a film of Bioshock. I do. But the big question for me, and the biggest worry for me, is if it would be live action or not. They didn't specify which one it was going to be. It's not like they hinted, it's not like they tried to make it seem one way or seem another. No. They simply announced that it's in the works with 2K and Take-Two. They didn't say anything else about it, so only time will tell. This is definitely going to be a topic I am going to have to come back to in the future, because when we hear more about this film adaptation, definitely going to be talking about it again. Even if we only hear, oh, it's an animated, or oh, it's a live action, I definitely think the discussion around this series is going, or it's not a series, around this film is going to be pretty big. And I think a lot of people are definitely going to be keeping an eye on this like hawks. Which, yeah. I think at this point, with Netflix's track record, I think it's fair, to be honest. Let me see if I can find the original tweet really quickly where they announced it. Netflix. Yeah, let me find the initial tweet so we can see some of the reactions there. Okay. Doo-doo-doo. Oh no, this is very bad news. As a fan of the Bioshock universe, knowing how the producers and managers of Netflix are doing the adaptation, it will be very bad. The whole point of the game will be missed, but your main goal is to insert a progressive agenda. We don't know yet if they're going to do that. We don't know what they're going to do with this, if they're going to change things around, if they're going to try to make it this and that and with the times for modern audiences. We don't know, so I don't want to judge too harshly. But it is fair to judge their track record. I can't. I can't. Manga. Pure perfection here. Anime. Okay. Anime is pretty good. Netflix adaptation. Oh boy. Shit like that is never gonna get old. It's never gonna get old. Never, ever. There are some people who are saying that they're kind of excited. Is this actually happening? Someone please tell me that this is actually happening. Throws hat and ring. Okay, yeah, there are some people that are excited. This is such a bad idea. I genuinely can't believe it's not a joke. Bioshock is like the #1 hack example of a game that isn't suited for adaptation because of the centrality of the game to the story. Yeah, I mean, it's true. The gameplay is extremely important, and if you rip away the gameplay aspect of it and you only have the story, you're kind of missing a lot of the point and that originality. It's gonna be bad, isn't it? Probably. Guys, I'm a positive ass motherfucking Polly over here, okay? We're not gonna be negative about this series yet. But when we find out it's gonna be a fucking shit show and a disaster, that's when it's gonna get good. That's when it's gonna get good. This got the Netflix seal of approval. There's no hope. Spike I can't. Oh, motherfucker, whenever I see this. Spike
No. Spike Spiegel.
I can't.
You are. You're Spike. Cowboy. Bounty hunter.
Oh, I don't know who decided this, guys.
Right?
Batman. Big reward.
It's true though. This got the fucking Netflix.
Spooky bad things.
Spooky bad things. Oh my god, I just I can't chat. It's so true though. I want to be a positive person in life. I can't though. How am I supposed to be positive when that's what they're putting out? Here we go again. It's so true. This is painful. Please stop. Every time someone donates me a $15 or $20 donation, I'll replay this for the rest of my streaming career. For the rest of my streaming career, every $20 donation comes with me playing that, and I guarantee every fucking time I'm going to die laughing. Why are you showing me this? Because you get what you fucking deserve. This is the type of entertainment that Netflix releases. I can't. How am I supposed to be positive after that, chat? How are we supposed to be positive? They allowed that to release. Would you kindly use the budget to make a new Bioshock game instead? Honestly, I agree. I know that someone had commented, oh, they are developing the next Bioshock game, blah, blah, blah. I know, I understand that they're saying that they are working on a new game, but do we need this show? I mean, this movie? I keep calling it a show. I'm sorry, this movie. Do we really need this movie? I'm suing you, Vera, for emotional damage. Well, I'm gonna start a GoFundMe. Can't wait for another round of wildly incorrect interpretations of this story. My sincerest condolences to fans of Bioshock. Cowboy Bebop and He-Man fans. First time? Yup. Well, guys, that's all that I really had to discuss. We're moving on from Netflix now. We're moving on from Netflix, chat. We're moving on. The ship is sailing. That's all I had to talk about with that. I want to give up and die. I'm sorry, chat. We'll see. Maybe it'll be good. Maybe it'll be great. Maybe it'll be fantastic. Spike Spiegel! That's all I'm ever gonna think about every time someone says, maybe Netflix will do a good job. All I'll ever think about. Are you into Dying Light? And if so, what do you think of Dying Light 2? I did not purchase Dying Light 2, and I still have not purchased Dying Light 2. Maybe one day I will buy Dying Light 2 when it's like $20 or $30. Rip Bioshock fans, real one? Yeah. Rest in peace, real fucking Bioshock fans. Guys, in a minute we're gonna move on to Aloy. Aloy and the feminist revolution. The recipe, no gender stereotypes, lots of female empowerment, and a pinch of humor. Literally a disaster. Literally an instant disaster. But yeah, rest in peace to Bioshock fans. And then after this, we're going to talk about Lord of the Rings. Guys, I get to play you another cringy video. I hate using the word cringy. I say this every time I use the word cringy. I fucking hate the word cringe. I think that the word cringe is more cringe than the description of cringe. And the meaning of cringe. The word cringe is absolute fucking cringe. But this shit is cringe. Guys, really quickly, if you're enjoying the live stream and the emotional damage I'm putting you through, make sure to give the stream a like. If you're not, give it a dislike. Donate via Streamlabs. All donations pop up. $3 or more text-to-speech activates. Oh, we could make this really fucking pay to win. Okay. Easy way to make money without showing my tits on stream. Easy way. Every 10 minutes... starting now, if I don't get a $5 donation, I'm playing the Spike Spiegel clip. Oh, easy. Easy. Easy money. Okay. Spike Spiegel. Cringe. Cringe is an overused word in general. But very cringe. Is Aloy the first female protagonist? They like to act like she is. It's funny because there's so many good female characters in games, and it's like they completely ignore all of the good female characters that have ever existed in games because, oh, the newest game with a female character came out, so we've got to push our narrative that, oh, there's not enough women in games, so they ignore the good women in games. So is cringe isn't cringe, but is cringe. That didn't even make sense. I'm calling my lawyer. Yeah, you get him on the fucking phone. You fucking get him on the phone. I'll have some words with him. Please don't. Oh, minutes past. 9 minutes to go, chat. I feel the same way about the word cringe, yeah. I only use it in very specific instances, like today when I had talked about the Lord of the Rings Superfan video. I felt that was one of the few times I actually want to use the word because there's not a better word to describe it. Aloy is legit one of my favorite characters ever. See, I disagree. I think that Aloy is a fine character, but I feel like my problem is that Aloy has always been I'm a strong, independent woman, and I'm the chosen one character, which I think can work to a certain degree, but when it's like 70% of the dialogue in at least the second game, it's a bit much. You use cringe all the time, and every time you say you don't like using it, just admit you love it. That's it. That's it. I love the word cringe. Cringy, cringy, cringy. I'm muting this stream every 10 minutes. I could make this fun and then not do every 10 minutes and just do whenever I feel like enough time has passed. And then you wouldn't even be able to leave the stream because I just play it. And you would have already listened to it, so you're not going to leave again. And I could do it 2 minutes fucking later, and then after that I could do it 25 minutes later. We could do this, guys. Easy. I don't think that Aloy looks bad. Well, she looks very different in the second game than she did the first, and it makes no sense. Like, they made her look pretty different, and it's only a year after the first game, so she shouldn't look really any different. But she looks like she went from being like a 16-year-old character to like a 24-year-old character in the span of literally a year. It's very inconsistent. Why, Vera, why? It's the Mr. Krabs meme. Money. Okay, I'm done. Alright, chat. I am going to be doing a video on this topic tomorrow, so I'm not going to read this whole article, but I am going to read some of it. Now, Vanity Fair decided to put out this article talking about Horizon Forbidden West. The creators of the game reveal the reasons for the success of the most combative heroine of video games, the recipe, no gender stereotypes, a lot of female empowerment, and a pinch of humor. So they're basically saying, oh, Aloy is the most combative heroine in video games. Now keep in mind, if something sounds a little bit off here, this article was originally from the Italian side of Vanity Fair, but it's translated. So if something like isn't proper, I'm not gonna dunk on, like, obviously, like, grammar not being proper or anything. Sometimes I will. But keep that in mind. So it says, since Horizon Zero Dawn saw the light in 2017 exclusively for PS4, it was immediately clear, in fact, that Guerrilla and PlayStation had hit the spot by weaving a post-apocalyptic story around a leader who, with courage and self-denial, struggles to rebuild her past and free herself from the condition of being an outcast. this doesn't make sense. Because Aloy isn't a leader. Aloy, the whole game was an outcast. And in the second game, there are some people who view her as basically the savior, because she's the savior of Meridian. But even those people don't see her as a leader. It's not like she's the leader of a clan, the leader of a tribe. She's not a leader. But the thing is that there's no self-denial either. Aloy has, like, no self-denial. Aloy, while yes, she did start the first game as an outcast, very quickly became the chosen one. She very quickly became the one that everyone needed. She quickly became, I only need myself. And in the second game, you definitely see that. She's very, I don't need friends. I don't need companions. I don't need help. I can do it myself. She is a cocky, very confident character. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. And I'm not trying to say that that's a bad thing. But in the second game, the first one was kind of this way too, but the second game, it gets intense. It's very, I'm a strong woman. And it's kind of thrown in your face. Thank you, Sora, for the $5 donation. Lightning from Final Fantasy 7 was a good female main protagonist, and she came using her. True! Lightning is another female character. I have a list of female characters. Like, fucking, obviously... so they go in this article, they talk about, oh, how... basically, she's a strong character that's not sexualized, and I have a list of characters, believe me. But yeah, another character. Thank you for the 5. It says, we are in 3039. Human civilization has almost disappeared. Hundreds of robots threaten the balance of a world regressed to a primitive stage. And the orphan Aloy grows up trying to save humanity, reduced to small disintegrated units. To crowds of people who would like to find the strength to fight automata to regain control of a dying world. Aloy is an answer to their prayers. Thanks to her emotional intelligence and charisma, she manages to not only use all her strength to save their lives, but also to reassemble the pieces of a puzzle that will help her and the player to finally see clearly, to understand why she was forced to live as an outcast and discover her true identity. Horizon Forbidden West, and it talks about in the new chapter released on February 18th, continues the story following Aloy in the Forbidden West, a barren and hostile land that the protagonist will face to find a cure for the Earth and make, men survive extinction. Of course. In the first game, spoilers, I have been streaming a playthrough on the channel, and after Elden Ring, I will be continuing my live stream playthrough. But we basically found out that the whole first game meant absolutely nothing. Besides, like, the backstory that we know about Aloy now. In the first game, it was about destroying Hades, which was a rogue AI that wanted to destroy the world, basically. We find out that Hades, she didn't actually destroy Hades. So, technically, Aloy is a fucking failure. The community around Horizon has grown bigger and bigger over time, and I'm honored to say that to date we've sold over 20 million copies, which is incredible. I thought the first game was pretty good. I've said this multiple times. It had its moments that the dialogue was iffy. It was a little too pushy, woman power, but there were a lot of really, really good moments throughout the game. There was good dialogue. You had great gameplay. Graphics were beautiful. Combat was very fluid. You had, I wouldn't say super new, very innovative ideas when it comes to, like, the gameplay, but they did everything very well. It says, though, that the most striking thing about Aloy is, above all, her removal from any stereotypes. That's it, guys. That's the best thing about Aloy. Not that she is intelligent or physically very strong. Not that she's an excellent hunter. The most striking thing about Aloy is that she breaks stereotypes. Experts know, well, how much women in video games have struggled to get out of the dimension of sexualization that forged them as aesthetically perfect and responding to a certain male imagination with pronounced breasts, fleshy lips, and a narrow waist. I have no fucking respect for you if you do this. Experts know, well, how much women in games have struggled. What experts? What studies? Can you link me anywhere? And then they don't. They say experts know how much women have struggled. What women? What experts? Where are the studies? Where's the information? No. That's what they said to us. No. We're just gonna make this very generic statement and then hope people just accept it and believe us. With her freckled cheeks and an austere appearance, she has managed to redeem an industry finally free from labels. She's neither mother nor bride, nor co-primary nor helper, but a strong and courageous woman who, in a world where gender differences no longer exist, which isn't true also, uses her weapons to discover herself by carrying all the weaknesses and fears and reservations that belong to the psychological complexity of mankind. So first of all, gender differences do exist because there's people in the game. There's NPCs and characters that literally go, you're a woman, so you can't do the things that men can do, because it's very hunter-gatherer. It's very, oh, the men are the hunters, the women stay by and basically take care of the towns and the areas that they've kind of started to rebuild. While yes, there are strong women in the game, the whole point of the first game and the dialogue in the first game was everyone underestimated Aloy because she was a woman. So there are gender differences. I'm not saying the whole game is filled with gender differences, but clearly there are moments in the game where you can see that there are differences. But I find this shit to be so hilarious. Aloy has managed to redeem an industry finally free from labels. What? Okay. So the people in the video game industry that attack people by calling them labels and say, oh, you're sexist if you want this in a game, oh, you're toxic if you want that in a game, you're a bigot if you want this in a game, are literally the people that are labeling Aloy. They're labeling her as breaking stereotypes. She's a this type of woman and that type of woman. But they're also the people that label other characters and label the people playing these games. It's funny because they're talking about the industry finally is free from labels, yet the people that are writing articles like this are people that use labels in the industry about people in the industry. I don't understand. From a writing point of view, we've always been interested in characters, what their deepest desires are, their conflicts, what drives their actions. I mean, that's fine. I don't want just super shallow characters either. But they're talking about how most women in games have pronounced breasts, fleshy lips, narrow waists. That's not true. Yes, there are definitely characters, female characters in games that have fleshy lips and they got boobies and narrow waists. They actually look like women, right? They look like pretty women or sexy women, however you want to describe them. But there are so many female characters in games that don't have these things. That their breasts aren't the only point about them. They don't have fleshy lips, and they don't have narrow waists. What about FemShep? What about fucking Senua from Senua's Sacrifice? What about Faith from Mirror's Edge? What about Lightning? What about all these characters? You're not talking about these other female characters because it breaks the narrative you're trying to push. It's pathetic that they do this. It's not like they're coming into this article, they have this opinion. It's okay. It's not like they're saying, it is my opinion that I've seen women in the industry that have struggled to get out of this dimension of sexualization. They're saying experts know that women have gone through this. What women? What experts? Where are the examples? Yeah, even Ellie. Ellie in The Last of Us 1 and 2. She wasn't over-sexualized. She didn't have fleshy lips and a narrow waist and pronounced breasts. Even when that character is a character that they have pushed so many times, time and time again, for breaking stereotypes, they don't mention her in this article because it would break the narrative they're trying to push in this article. This is why I can't take a lot of game journalists, entertainment journalists, even seriously, because they clearly are not, they're clearly leaving out details to push a narrative. They're ignoring specific things so that their narrative comes across better, so it looks like they can make this point. It's absolutely disgusting, and it's ridiculous. And like I said, I'm gonna talk about this in a video tomorrow, but clearly, this is why people don't like journalists, game journalists, entertainment journalists. Anyway, guys. Oh, I also wanted to show you guys this real quick. I'm not going to read this, but there's journalists who want them to make a statement on Aloy's sexuality. If you won't give Aloy a girlfriend, make her asexual. They're complaining that in the game that they don't establish Aloy's sexuality. Instead of writing about how, I don't know, this gameplay mechanic could have been better, or they could have done that, or the game runs like trash on some systems, how Sony literally made the PS4 and PS5 version, or made the PlayStation 5 version $10 more expensive, even though you could buy the PlayStation 4 version that's $10 cheaper and then simply free upgrade to the PlayStation 5. No. Those aren't as important as talking about how they didn't give Aloy a girlfriend. Anyway, guys, next we're going to move on to the final topic of the evening, which is going to be the Lord of the Rings Superfan review. Quickly, guys, if you're enjoying the stream, give it a like. If you're not, give it a dislike. Donate via Streamlabs, Super Chats, become a member via YouTube memberships, all of that fun stuff. I appreciate all the support. Link is in the description. Now we're going to show off the Rings of Power Superfans review. I talked about this in a video today. And it was at, and I still have the tab up, it was at 9.8k dislikes, right under 10k. And now it's over 11,000 dislikes. It's getting more comments. It's gotten a couple thousand more views. It was at 48,000 this morning, I believe. Now it's at 53, almost 54,000. And I wanted to watch some of it with you guys. Maybe watch a tiny bit of it with you guys. I watched like a little bit of it in today's video. But I thought that we could get a nice, good cringe out of the way tonight. Now, Amazon did unlist this because it was getting a lot of... It was starting to get, to take a little bit of backlash. Starting to get a little bit of backlash. And they unlisted it. They didn't private it or completely delete it. But, Yeah, 139 likes. It's gotten 6 likes since earlier, and 2,000 dislikes. Well, like 1,000, like 1.5, I'd say. I love Lord of the Rings. I love The Hobbit. I love Tolkien's work. All of it. But, chat, this is just disappointing. To see that this is what they could come up with. Guys, listen. Behind me, I've got The Hobbit, all the Lord of the Rings books, a Lord of the Rings special edition. I've got the Silmarillion. Oh no, I accidentally played it. I've got Books of Lost Tales. I've got Unfinished Tales. I've got a $250 movie collection here. Listen. I would put my literal life on the line to say that these people in this video have maybe read one of the books once in their life. Maybe, like, I'll be generous, maybe like 2 of them have read at least 2 of Tolkien's books. Maybe, but not all of them. It's fine if people want to call themselves fans of something, right? That's okay. But to put out promotional material and just choose the largest social media influencers that probably wanted the least amount of money doesn't look very good. Because these people are all social media influencers. Like the one on the far right side, she's a TikToker. She does Harry Potter content. She's got like almost 3 million followers. The one on the far left is a YouTuber and a TikToker. He's got maybe 1 million followers or something. I don't know the 2 in the middle really at all. But they're clearly social media influencers who have, let's just say, modern day audiences, right? These are the types of people that they want the Rings of Power to appeal to, not real Tolkien fans. And it's such a fucking slap in the face to real Tolkien scholars and real Tolkien superfans to put these people in promotional material and call them superfans. It's sad.
Every time I was like, okay, take a breath, something new would happen, and it was.
Is Middle-earth
What
another
is
piece,
this?
right? If like Sauron is
Guys.
hot, I feel like people will be like, I can fix him.
Guys,
Middle-earth had like a club.
what?
Yo, this tune is banging.
What is this editing, first of all? What is this editing? First of all, it's just so bad.
Starstruck, mystified, and starstruck.
Wow.
Maybe some of them have liked the movies, right? Because I feel like a lot of people really like the Lord of the Rings movies. The Hobbit movies. I feel like we're going to see a situation like with Star Wars. So with Star Wars, the prequel series, the prequel trilogy, took a lot of heat. A lot of people were like, the movies are bad, they're low quality, they're not as good, right? And then the sequel trilogy came out, and now we love, or a lot of people love, the prequel trilogy. The same thing's happening here, okay? Everyone loved the Lord of the Rings trilogy. And then the Hobbit trilogy came out in 2010, and 11 and 12 or whatever. And people were like, meh. The Hobbit movies are just not as good as the Lord of the Rings movies. Well, guys, I personally would like to put it into the world that I like the Hobbit movies. But this is gonna make the Hobbit movies look like fucking masterpieces. I can tell. I can just tell. For anyone who has ever criticized me when I've said I like the Hobbit movies, put a sorry in chat to me. You may apologize to me now.
you ever wondered?
Yeah, we already know the trailer. Blah, 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 blah.
Just new epic fantasy series, The Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power. Just dropped with a teaser trailer, and I'm here with the Fellowship
It's... Don't fucking call yourselves this.
of Influencers.
The Fellowship of Influencers. I need a cringe button. We need like a cringe meter. Listen. This whole thing is so scripted. It's so bad. It's not like you've got these people. Let's say, okay. It's not like they've got 4 people in a room that are genuinely just talking about their experiences with Lord of the Rings. It's not like they've got 4 people in the room and they start with saying like, oh, this is what we're doing, this is what we're talking about. Maybe someone who's telling them bullet points and questions to answer and talk about, and then like they have an outro. The whole thing is just massively scripted. And it feels so forced. Like, they literally don't know what they're talking about. What are his hand gestures?
New epic fantasy series,
Fantasy series, The Lord of the Rings. The Rings of Power.
Just dropped with a teaser trailer.
Just
and
dropped.
And
I'm
Fellowship
here.
Of Influencers.
I'm
Chanel,
not even repeating
Joel,
it.
And Kelsey, how you guys doing?
Very excited after watching that.
Come on.
Very
Who's he
intrigued.
trying to be? Who is he trying to be? Palpatine? Wham! My god.
Just see everyone else's thoughts and just
It's
gather
too
all your
much.
things.
That's what we're here for. That's what we're here for. All right, 3 words to describe The Rings of Power teaser trailer. Go.
It's too much for me.
Breathtaking. I literally...
Breathtaking? It's just all CGI. And the worst part is that like you see this, right? And like this right here, yes, I will say this right here, this 2 seconds looks like Lord of the Rings. It does. It's got that feeling to it. But this literally could also just be Game of Thrones. Like, none of this, to me, looks breathtaking. This is stupid, by the way. Before the king. Before the ring. That's the best rhyme you could come up with. Anyway. Like, it's all... It's pretty. But it's not breathtaking. It's not like you're seeing this amazing trailer where you're instantly going, this is the Lord of the fucking Rings. It's like, this is Game of Thrones light. You know what I mean? Like, it just feels meh. It just doesn't, to me, feel crazy. The 1-minute trailer is breathtaking. Of course, anyone can hold their breath for a minute. Oh my god. Okay, Grim. Okay, Grim. Okay. That was pretty good. That's pretty good.
He didn't breathe. Exhilarating and
Exhilarating.
and intriguing.
Intriguing. Nothing about that seemed intriguing. You know what made the trailer intriguing, guys? Is wondering what they're going to fuck up and what else is going to be changed. Truly. I think that was the most intriguing thing for me, is how bad are they really gonna make this?
I didn't notice that you weren't breathing.
Yeah,
I was gonna call first aid.
It was like I was trying.
Their jokes are so
So
cheap.
amazing. I also want to say
Representative. And as I've said, diversity, inclusivity, representation in entertainment in general is fine. It's good. But it doesn't make sense to do everything they're doing in The Lord of the Rings. It's not Tolkien's work. He had very specific work. He had very specific descriptions of characters and of races. And that's just the way that it goes. And to me, another big problem is they're not just sticking to the source material when it comes to individual characters. They're making up their own random characters because they don't have the rights to specific characters. The jokes are so corporate, 100%. Very, very corporate.
Because we're getting, like, more diversity within this series.
If you were a Lord of the Rings superfan, you would not be praising Amazon for taking the source material and shoving it off a cliff. If you were a Lord of the Rings Tolkien scholar or a Lord of the Rings superfan, you would not be praising Amazon taking Tolkien's work and pulling a Scar and Mufasa with it. You would not. You would be critical. You would be like, I really don't think that this sounds like a good idea.
It's like we're seeing our first black elf, we're seeing the first female dwarf, and I'm very...
The first black elf and the first female dwarf. Female dwarves were a thing, yes, but they didn't even make her look right. She's in a flowy dress with pretty nice smooth fine hair. She's got no beard. She doesn't look like a female dwarf. She's supposed to look exactly the same as the male dwarfs. And there were no black elves.
Very looking forward to, like, looking at that, and then...
I'm very forward to, like, looking at that.
I guess, like,
it's all the
intriguing
likes
because
for
obviously
me.
this period of history within the Middle Earth.
Within the Middle Earth. The Middle Earth.
Is very rife with
It's within Middle Earth.
notions of the plot of, like, The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings, and see...
Well, it's very rife with the plot of The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings. Because this is The Lord of the Rings. It's called The Lord of the Rings. The Rings of Power. That's its name. It's not because it's like a store. I don't know. It's the descriptions. It's like they kind of know. Like they were briefed, but they didn't do any research.
Rings of Power are being forged.
Definitely more than 3 words. But I'll take it. I love it.
Thank you. I'm an over...
So wait, do we actually want ladybeards or not? I would, yes. And I know that people would be like, oh my god, women with the beards would be weird. And maybe there'd be people that would roast it, but it would make sense. It's the way that Tolkien wrote female dwarves, is they're supposed to look almost exactly the same as the men. They're supposed to have beards, which is the thing. It's like, yeah, there'd probably be people that would be like, LOL, why wouldn't you just change that? It would look so much better and more appealing. But it would make sense to the source material, and that's ultimately what should matter the absolute fucking most. That should be the #1 priority, is following the material that you have.
Explainer.
I love it.
I would say awestruck, mystified, and starstruck.
Wow.
Very
Ah!
strong words.
That is like the word.
What? Awestruck, mystified, and starstruck. Awestruck by a 50-second CGI trailer that didn't look like Lord of the Rings at all. Mystified over what? And starstruck, they literally have no named actors in the whole entire thing. It's not like they announced that Sir Ian McKellen was coming back to play Gandalf, or that Kate Blanchett was coming back to play Galadriel. They have absolute no ones. Starstruck? Starstruck by what?
Word for the next teaser trailer.
Yeah.
I'll just, like,
Popping
pop
up.
here.
I don't
Your name and
understand.
byline.
That's also something that So they do have 2 actors that were in Game of Thrones. Like, the actor who plays Elrond played the younger Ned Stark. And, like, they also have the actor who played Uncle Benjen from Game of Thrones. Which, like, that's cool. But those aren't big names. That's literally... I mean, I guess the actor who played young Ned Stark is, like, kind of cool, but it's not like he's Amelia Clark or you know what I mean?
So in the teaser trailer, and obviously with a lot of stuff that you've probably read about it, we're introduced to the first black elf. We're introduced to the first
A non-Tolkien character in a Tolkien show.
female dwarf. Now diversity, especially on screen, as
This is all they care about. And if you are super excited and over the moon for this, that's probably a big reason why. Because I mean, again, I don't think that a lot of super Tolkien fans are going, oh my gosh, the diversity. Yes, again, for the 1000th time, and I need to say this every time, diversity and inclusivity are good. I am perfectly fine with that. But it doesn't make sense for this show to throw the diversity in that you are throwing in. To these characters, you're literally creating characters to push boundaries.
Means a lot to me.
They have a
because
whole
growing
section
up,
just
I hardly
about the
had that,
diversity.
you know, watching TV and watching a lot of films and stuff. Never saw people of my color, so it's exciting to see that.
And that is sad. I'll say it. That is sad. That there are people out there who feel like I haven't seen enough people like me in entertainment, and I think that it's perfectly fine to hire any kind of actor for other shows, for shows in general. But you need to follow the source material when it's an established franchise, and that's not what they're doing here, which is why people are mad. It's not because we're raging ists and phobes and we hate specific people. It's because we just want it to follow the material that's been written, that's been established.
You know, diversity is being explored in the Rings of Power. What are your thoughts on the casting decisions?
I'm very excited for it because Tolkien's work was always about being inclusive. I mean, we see it through the Fellowship, like a bunch of people from different backgrounds coming together.
It's true, and that's a great point, because it breaks the narrative you're trying to push, or specific people are trying to push. It already, the whole plot, the Fellowship was diverse in a way, because you had all these different races coming together, fighting for the greater good. It's just not the type of diversity that they want to push. It's not good enough diversity in their opinions.
In order to face the common enemy being Sauron, and just seeing the casting decisions, it's really, really exciting to see. It's just going to mean so much to like me.
Do they
personally,
not
'cause
see
it's
the
adding more
problem with
representation
these
in middle lit.
statements?
Young kids are going to see that on screen, and it's just going to be really nice for them to be like, oh hey, there's someone that looks just like me, being like diversity, being included.
Absolutely adored.
Yes,
Really.
yeah.
So it will be so cool to be able to see more female representation, to maybe see them actually interact with one.
More female representation? Did you motherfuckers forget about Arwen? Did you guys forget about Galadriel? Did you guys forget about all of these female characters? I'm excited to see more females. Not that the other movies didn't literally have focus on female characters that were super important to stories. Huh?
Another.
Goodness gracious.
Y'all
are
because,
stupid.
like, as you said, like, growing up, like, I was still excited about being an elf or a hobbit and joining in with it, even though I wasn't represented, like, even, like, my disability or my queerness wasn't represented. It just makes me so happy, it makes my heart warm, like, gonna be seeing younger people just,
Literally. The Rings of Power is the reason why the four of us are sitting here today.
Yeah.
So green, he's not doing much. And this,
It looks
As you can
stunning
see,
and
chat.
beautiful, and
I
I
might
love
have
it.
to fight for it, man. 'Cause
This is basically the whole
Second age of Middle-earth, 'cause it's
entire
really one of the times where a lot of like the underlaying
promotional
kind of plot
video
threads of the Lord of the Rings comes into things, and so we
As
get
you
to
can
see
see.
like the rings. Hopefully, we'll see the Rings of Power being forged.
Yes.
We get to see Sauron
That's the
potentially.
thing. 'Cause in the original Lord of the Rings, the Fellowship of the Ring, we saw
brother.
Sauron battling, you know, the armies and
Oh,
Isildur
brother.
cuts finger
He's
off,
excited
Bowser
about
said,
hot
"Rude." You don't really
Sauron.
get to see Sauron in his prime.
Which is what's so exciting about this. 'Cause
I
we get to see him
guess.
be very like deceitful, hopefully.
Yes.
Because
guess
during the
it's
series, he
something
does do a lot of like
be
corruption and
excited
manipulation.
for.
We love our origin story, like gatekeep girl boss.
Excites me.
I love
Huh?
that we're going so far back.
He's excited that we're seeing hot Sauron, and if you guys don't know what hot Sauron is, it's not like he's just saying, "Oh, Sauron is hot." Sauron initially looked very godly, very heavenly. He is actually described as hot Sauron, so I'll give this guy a +1. I'll give him a +1. Let me find like a concept art of hot Sauron, which I don't know why we're all being thirsty over Sauron, but yeah, like that is kind of basically what Sauron looked like. So like yeah, a hot Sauron is actually, I guess, technically like a thing, sort of, but I don't know. It's very weird. It's very weird.
Back. Especially, I think there's something very cool with prequels in the way that they can make you love the things you already love even more. So the fact that we're going to be seeing...
Or they can make you hate the things that you already loved because it's a show and you're not following the material and you're changing things around and you're retconning things and writing things in a specific way.
Things that are potentially going to make us love the Hobbit films and the Lord of the Rings films and potentially the books as well.
I do not think that this show is going to make you love the books anymore if you already love the books. I don't think that this show is going to make you love the movies anymore if you already love the movies. Why would you ever say that?
As well.
So last night, we had our own little Middle-earth experience.
As you guys can see, that's basically the gist of the video. We don't need to sit through the last 4 minutes because there's not a lot there. But as you guys can see, Amazon has hired very specific people for this series to promote it, to be in it, to write it, to direct it, to produce it. And it's just unfortunate that this is the way that the show is going. I wanted it to be good. I was hoping it was going to be great. I was hoping it was going to be amazing. And unfortunately, it doesn't really seem like it. They're putting out cringy reviews with super fans. And as you can see, it's got 139 likes to over 11,000 dislikes. I did put up a video today on it, so if you want to hear more of my thoughts on it, feel free to check that out. But guys, that's all that I really had to discuss for topics tonight. We talked about Lord of the Rings, Horizon Forbidden West, Cowboy Bebop, Netflix, and Bioshock, and we talked about Platinum Games. I am going to be hanging out for a little bit longer, guys, so if you have any questions or topics you want me to discuss, feel free to leave them in chat. Questions about any of the topics we've discussed, Lord of the Rings, anything like that. If you're enjoying the stream, give it a like. Before we end stream in a little bit, if you guys are enjoying, consider donating, becoming a member via YouTube memberships, all that fun stuff. Links are in the description. All of the support really does help, and I do really appreciate it. But, guys, yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Like I had said at the beginning of stream, and I want to let you guys know again, I'm not going to be streaming Wednesday and Thursday, but that is because on Friday, Elden Ring comes out. Elden Ring releases on Friday, and on Friday, I will be starting my playthrough of Elden Ring. I am going to be live streaming it here on the channel. I'm going to be going live early on Friday as well. I'm going to be starting stream at 7 p.m. Eastern on Friday for Elden Ring so that we can stream a nice big chunk of time, unless I rage quit before then. So yeah, if you guys are excited about Elden Ring and want to watch my gameplay and come hang out, Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern. I am going to be setting up some new special notifications for Elden Ring. I'm going to be setting up some new donation sound effects and GIFs and notifications, I think. So yeah. What time does she normally start streaming? 8 p.m. Eastern. I typically stream Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, and Sundays, but 90% of the time when I live stream, I go live at 8 p.m. Eastern. And, yeah. That's usually my schedule. We need a Spike Spiegel clip so our palate could be cleansed. Maybe. If enough of you guys want it. The clip is right here. Spike Spiegel! I can't take it. Spike Spiegel! I'm getting good. I'm practicing. I'm practicing. I'm getting very good at this. Elden Ring hype. I know. I'm so fucking excited for Elden Ring. I hope that it's gonna be so fucking good. I don't know what class I'm gonna do yet, though. Sheesh. I've been looking at the class list. Guys, let's look at the class list. If you don't want any Elden Ring spoilers, feel free to exit out, but I'm only gonna show the list. Elden Ring class list. Sheesh, sheesh, sheesh. A hero? Pfft, I'm not a fucking hero. Bandit? No. Astrologer! I am an astrologist in Final Fantasy. The astrologer has high intelligence. I haven't seen any of these, by the way. Has high intelligence, mind, and some dexterity. It starts the game at level 6 with a staff, a sword, and a small shield. The class only determines starting stats and equipment for players, but as the game progresses, you can freely change your build based on your preferred playstyle. Oh, sheesh. Oh, shibbity-bitty-sheesh. Oh, I think I'm deafened. I haven't even seen the rest. Oh, sheesh. An astrologer, huh? Warrior. No. Oh, the Confessor looks super fucking cool, too. Oh, I saw the Confessor on Twitter. Oh, we are going Astrologer or Confessor. Faith and medium physical stats. 10, Broadsword, Kite Shield, and Finger Seal. I have a degree in astrology. Yeah, I have a degree in bullshit, chat. It's like a degree in journalism. Okay. I'm sorry. What's the main class gonna be? Warrior or hero, maybe? Let's read. 7, battle axe, leather shield. Okay, so it's literally everyone's gonna fucking go warrior, probably. So you can change your builds as the game goes on, which is cool. Oh, that's a scimitar. I always say it wrong. Class. Yeah. 8, dual wield, light armor. Oh, so hero, I think, is actually going to be probably the main class. I'd assume it's going to be the hero. Oh, the vagabond? Let me read it. Sword, shield. Oh, 100%. Oh, 100% people are going vagabond. 100%. That's going to probably be the main class then. Yeah, guys, I'm thinking a confessor or an astrologer. The confessor is a church spy. So do we want to be a church spy or do we want bullshit? A scholar who reads fate in the stars. Listen, I think we're probably it's probably a 60-40. I'm not someone who usually goes, well, the thing is in Dark Souls games, I usually do go like warrior. I mean, hey, sorcerer, I'm a cheese master. But I'm someone who personally really likes the more mage classes in games. Wizards, mages. Prisoner. It's the man in the iron mask. Who's under there? Leonardo fucking DiCaprio? Literally, it is Leonardo DiCaprio. Leo, you fell off. Yeah, I don't know, guys. A wretch? Fuck that shit. I'm thinking... Samurai's pretty cool too, though. No, I'm thinking an astrologer or a confessor. We'll see. Are you gonna play Elden Ring? Oh, I lost the message. I think it said on stream? Yes. Do you have anxiety about not dying before release? No. I don't have anxiety about the way I'm gonna play the game. If I suck at the game, I suck at the game, and if I'm good at the game, I'm good at the game. Just the way that I view it. Wizards and mages are the real snipers. Actually true, though. I physically predict Vera will pick astrologer. It's probably gonna be astrologer. We'll see, though, because my thing is like, it literally says, like, the classes only determine starting stats and equipment, and as the game progresses, you can change your build. So, I'm gonna... There are videos on YouTube of the classes to see playstyles. Elden Ring Astrologer Poggers. Whose video do we want to watch? Prophet. I don't want a prophet. I wanted astrologer. Whose video is this? Do not know them.
Life was.
Oh, React Andy. I just want to see.
What's up, guys? It's Project.
Astrologer. Does it show? Oh, it doesn't show. It's a pure caster, though. And what's the other one we were looking at? Confessor. Literally, it's this. Look at this shit. It is the smallest. It is the smallest little. It's 15 seconds long. Oh, maybe I don't want Confessor then. Yeah, I don't see really anything here that shows gameplay. I think it's because the demos that there were just kind of generic.
What's good?
Yeah, it was just like a generic class, or maybe you got to pick between two classes. But for those of you that are gonna play it, what class are you going? At least at the start.
Finally. Alright, so I think the game plan here is put him to sleep, as always, and then I'm going to hit him with one.
What?
50. I mean, that's to be expected.
Whoa!
170. So normally I would just go to 20, but that's such a little...
What class is this? It literally doesn't say. I'm gonna die.
I don't think it's... Now, obviously,
what
damage
class
on
is
spells vary spell to spell, so don't get the wrong idea that every spell will do this exact
do not
amount
see anything that
intelligence scales
specifies.
and or just spells in general. Just like I did with Dex, Arcane, and Strength, I'm going to be taking a closer look at how intelligence scales and how much damage it can really do. Now, obviously, damage on spells vary spell to spell, so don't get the wrong idea that...
That looks pretty cool, though.
So I think
yeah,
the game would just go to 20.
I usually go Sorcerer.
Damn, almost 300.
Remember,
that's a
this
light
is
attack,
for
that's not the full
me.
charge.
Oh, that's
Alright,
not for me.
Intelligence.
I want to go the class where I don't have to get close at all.
237.
I want a magic sword. Prophet is the healer. Do I want to go a healer though?
164.
A healer in a Souls game?
We're finally
I'm not playing co-op, chat. I'm playing solo for my playthrough, for at least my first playthrough. I'm just playing solo. PlayStation 5's anyone? No? Just me?
99 intelligence. Attack. God damn. My bad, Ratatouille. Now that all the testing is done, as always, I'm just gonna go ahead and shit on...
It doesn't say. My goodness. I would pick samurai. The samurai does look pretty cool. A lot of these classes look pretty cool, though. To be honest. That's the thing with Elden Ring, is that I feel like maybe Elden Ring is a game that I would actually, like, try to replay. Maybe at some point. See, my thing is that I don't... For Souls-like games, I usually play them once.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Mind is what controls,
Oh, this is
like,
Astrologer.
the amount of
Okay.
spells that
This
you
is
can remember at one time. So
for
right off the bat
Natron.
here, just looking at all of these attributes, you're gonna notice that you have a low level of vigor. You also have low strength, or is kind
Oh,
of
hell yes. Going around on a mount.
Arcane and Bloodborne was kind of like
Shooting
so,
shit
that's what
off
Bandit class. So Bandit
fucking
is
mountain?
like the thief class.
The Confessor.
Mix between melee combat and miracles, so you
I mean,
don't
that does
have to
look...
pick
The
one or
Confessor
other.
looks
I think
kind of
this
cool,
would
but
be a
it
really
looks
good build to start out with. If
less
sorceries
my
don't really appeal-
playstyle, though. Either way, chat, we'll see. I'm kind of leaning towards Astrologer, though. Only time will tell. But, guys, with that being said, I'm going to end the live stream here. We talked about Elden Ring as well at the end. Like I said, guys, on Friday, I will be live streaming Elden Ring's launch. I will be streaming at 7 p.m. Eastern. I will update you all on Thursday, but I believe that's when I'm going to be live. Thank you guys for stopping by tonight. I do really appreciate it. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the support. Much appreciated. If you enjoyed the live stream, make sure to give it a like. If you didn't, give it a dislike. Follow me on social media, Twitter, Minds, BitChute, Odyssey, Getter. Join our Discord server. We're very active there. And of course, I do tag you all when I go live in case YouTube doesn't notify you of the live streams. Also, check out the links in the description. Become a Dark Titan via YouTube memberships. Support via Patreon. But yeah, thank you all so much for stopping by. And have a fantastic evening, everyone.